Hi, this is Shelley Kraft coming to you live on SNNLive. We're at the Biotech Showcase 2012, and we're in San Francisco. I have Dr. Stephen Quay next to me from Atossa Genetics, Inc., a private company. Dr. Stephen Quay, how are you?
I'm good, Shelley. It's great to be here in San Francisco again, in the sun and enjoying the Biotech conference.
Things have changed since I've last seen you. You want to tell the audience what's happened?
Well, certainly, yes. So first of all, Atossa Genetics is a private company in the area of breast cancer research. We've just launched two products, one for screening for women at high risk for breast cancer, and the other a test for women who already have breast cancer looking for circulating tumor cells. Now that we've launched the product, we're starting to get samples in the laboratory and actually getting some revenue.
And you've been funded. You can't leave that out.
And we've been funded. All of this was built on a $6.6 million oversubscribed deal that we did last spring with Dawson James.
Ladies and gentlemen, breast cancer is probably a plague for women. You read about it, you hear about it. The morning talk shows all discuss it. Now, here's something. Let's get right into it. How does it work?
Okay. Well, what it does is it takes a small sample from the nipple of a woman, non-lactating woman, and then we put it under the microscope and we look for early changes that happen before you get breast cancer. There's about an 8-year window of changes that occur before breast cancer actually arrives, and we want to find the women who are having these changes so we can do something about it.
So do you have markers?
Yes, we do. We have 5 biomarkers of hyperplasia that distinguish between sort of normal hyperplasia that's not going to cause any problems versus hyperplasia that we know is going to lead to atypical hyperplasia, DCIS, and eventually invasive cancer.
So it's not a bad idea for a woman to go in, have this test done, they hold on to the record, and then she can go back on a periodic way and also compare it to what her own readings were, correct?
That's right. Right now we're seeing women, even in their 20s, but mostly 30s and 40s, who are having this test as a baseline. And then those that actually have hyperplasia, we're doing additional surveillance, such as magnetic resonance imaging, MRI scans, and other things to really focus on those high-risk women.
So in other words, this is good for mothers and daughters and granddaughters as well, right?
It is. We have a whole spectrum. The data that supported our FDA approval of this device was in women from 18 to 65 years of age. So it's a real spectrum.
Now tell me more about the blood test.
Okay. Once you have unfortunately had cancer and it's been removed, you've been treated, you then have annual visits to look for local recurrence in the breast, which is done with imaging, and then distal recurrence, metastasis, which is really the thing that is most serious. Right now, there are no good tests for this distant recurrence. We have a simple blood test that finds the 5 or 10 cancer cells that are circulating, and then we actually interrogate them to see what they're sensitive to. So we, for the first time, are the only company that can say, okay, you do have a recurrence of breast cancer, but it's sensitive to tamoxifen, or it's sensitive to Herceptin, or other drugs.
Early detection?
Yes, probably 2 years before you have actually any clinical symptoms of metastasis, these cells are beginning to circulate.
What more can I ask? This is, I mean, in comparatively speaking, I don't care how much it costs. To me, it doesn't matter if you save a life. There is no cost. For a woman to be able to go into her doctor and get this done, how easy is it to find this test?
Well, we've just launched it, so there are really only 5 doctors in the country doing it, but we intend to expand to the entire nation this year, perhaps with the financing that we would do. But the goal is by the end of this year to have it within an hour's drive of every woman in the country.
Are these doctors' names listed on your website?
They're available on the website, so if you call us, we'll put you in contact with the doctors. We're in New York, Florida, Texas, Oklahoma, California, and Washington right now.
Now, what is the website?
www.atossagenetics.com.
Ladies and gentlemen, every now and then we get a company in here that has something for you. We've all had someone in our family that's had something regarding in the area of breast cancer, so please, Atossa, an answer. You could call it the Answer Company. Ladies and gentlemen, let's go to that website. Give it again, please.
It's atossagenetics.com, ATOSSA genetics.com.
And this is Dr. Stephen Quay. He will take anyone's call, especially doctors who are interested in expanding their practice to use these tests. It's Atossa Genetics, Inc. It's a private company. Please check them out. I want to thank you, Steve, for coming on.
Thank you, Shelley.
Pleasure to have you.